I'm thinking I'll just wing. So I'll put on the news page for my laptop and just see what stories pop up and start flipping cards off of that. But then the words mind swap, excuse me, came into my mind. And I'm thinking that they have this information on Google or on the internet, and they do. And I put, I typed in mind swapping. What is it? And what I got was storytelling device. Mind swapping, also known as body swap, soul swap, or brain swap, is a storytelling device found in science fiction and supernatural fiction where two individuals or beings exchange minds and end up inhabiting each other's bodies or souls. Now they make it seem like it's and it is supernatural, as they could also do this. Now they could definitely do it with hybrids that they created and even robots that I'm not sure how real the robots are. I feel they're still trying to perfect that. Maybe it's not supposed to be. Baby, we were born to run. Hi, Patrick. I see these things in my mind of possibly you and I in Hermosa Beach. And every time I hear Bruce Springsteen, I think of you. There could be even something that was erased from our memories of something. What I don't even know. For some people out there, you remember things about me as someone else other than this name, and I don't. And it's because the ultimate experiment. Is there another woman who looks just like me? Or do they do this while you're laying in bed? Now, they're going to try and say that this is what they did the whole time. I believe they're going to try and say that. Because the other alternative, if it came down to we forcefully remove people with chloroform on rags or just rip them apart at a function at the White House. Things like that, it would be places you wouldn't normally expect. It would be for people who are in a certain tax bracket, we'll say. You'll go to a 5-star or something, and this will be a grand event, and then someone will say, hey, we got a little pot or some edible or something in some stairwell, and you're never to be seen or heard from again, or for a while. It's maybe we could it feels like a craving for some people to try this now. How do I get one of those devices? Or how could we make one of those devices that erases your mind? Do you know how powerful this could be if we could just erase anyone's mind at any given time? But it says, this trope can occur through various means, including magic items, heartfelt wishes, or cosmic occurrences. In fiction, such exchanges often lead to humorous or dramatic consequence, as the subjects gain a deeper understanding of each other's lives and experiences. But this is when you consent to this and you're sitting down in front of you and say, hey, listen, it's like similar to The Cell with Jennifer Lopez. Similar, same idea, right? You're sitting there, the two of you, and you normally don't look like each other. If you were twins or quadruplets, or it would be more interesting to erase your minds and then put you on opposite sides of the planet, country. For somebody's just a street, they do different things with different people. They gain a deeper understanding of each other's lives and experiences, and I thank you for taking me from my life of royalty and placing me with a white trailer trash stained shirt, fucking, and now pants, physical, emotional, and verbal abuser. It is scary. It's scary because you could be a royal and then this happened to you through somebody coming up behind you. One whiff of something that somebody made, which is stronger than chloroform. Thank you. You could call them Avengers. You could call them something like that, but they don't like that. I don't like it. It doesn't fit well, and I got upset. Remove that. This is just who they are in life. Joined together. So it does feel a little bit like, hi, we know that you did this either to us or to some people, and we're angry, and we need to let out this release in a way where, because Philly said, if we let this out and we handle the people who need to be handled, good things happen. You may run into a family member that you haven't seen in a while, which wouldn't be seen for most as a reward. But you may find some information out through that individual. And maybe it was meant for the two of you to come back together in some way. This could be something that was left to you, and now that the two of you are together or find your way back to each other, that now you're going to wind up getting information about something from the past. That's it. Body swap movie. A body swap. No, I want to see a storytelling device. What is that? Brain swapping comes of age. Various stories in which fiction plots two people can exchange bodies, the mind associated with the one body. Is this something that, let's just say that, let's say that they don't try to push this through, however. Could you do this with someone if you agreed and this was a spiritual contract? Like, let's say that you lay, what's that movie with Kirk Cameron? Is that what that was? Something like that? Or swapped? Or there's a movie out there like that. Could you do this on your own? You're going to have to let it be known, I do not consent to mind swapping. Forever. And thereafter, yep. Mm-hmm. Then they have the mind swap machine. Machine. Yep. Oh, how nice. Body swap machine. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. The Avengers Series 5. That okay, got it. And then I can't figure out at this point which is the more shock of the experiments. You know, I cover the extra. Well, the extra sons were already been spoken about. Let's talk about the mixing DNA to create other creatures. Let's create a new one and then create a new species. Oh, it's like half fucking straw or a quarter straw. They're going for a Slender Man. What's another one? What has a fucking rhino DNA? Slender Man with big ass eyes. They're trying to incorporate spirituality here with symbolism. If we use the straw, or will they be tall? Oh. Mixed with someone who's famous' DNA. You get one of those guys where they were just a short Jew, right? They're the short Jew their whole. I mean, when I say short, I mean short. And then you mix that with what? A giraffe's DNA. Like I said, it's interesting. If I could see this, let's just say this. If I knew that, even within investing in something like this, because of how careful I am with spiritual law, I would have to use my feelers for everything. I'd have to make sure that animal, I felt that it was okay spiritually by either that animal or whatever protects that animal, that it's okay to do that. And the only way that would happen would be if my intentions were good. So when someone says we're gonna mix a hyena, which would be and someone's ex-wife, you might as well just get your prom date the one whose cherry you broke, and just call it a hat trick, the hat trick hyena hat trick. I mean, all of them sound the same at some point, didn't they? If it's for, all right, let's say that this, now you have the outcome. All right, I want to be able to see what they're going to look like first of all, because sometimes these things don't turn out very well. And if you have any kind of now I'm stuck with this friggin' thing, this creation. Even the person who creates it in the experimenter is like, well, what? We're going to have to lock them up. We can't put them out in society. We screwed up. There's something growing at the side of their cheek, and it could be another nose or some other body part. Instead, I mean, I guess sometimes they'll put them down. I hope it's humanely, because there is human. I tell you what. How about this? For people who are into some things, and it's it's questionable for sure. I mean, somebody's fucking ex came out with a lion mane. Oh, you work here, and this is the sense of humor of these rich people, these wealthy people. Is we're gonna possibly. This is just me talking, as this psychotic that I am. Possibly put something in your drink or chloroform. I'm not going to put something in your drink if I could put it in my own. But I may chloroform you. And then, this is hypothetical. It's entertainment only. I just want to say. It's entertainment for me. I may do that and then inject you with lion DNA. Or somehow make sure that you ingest it. And then I'm going to send you to your ex. Because I was interested in you, and you said something about them being something in the bedroom or something, or something about them being strong, or they remind me of a. You wanted to date this? Anyway, we're here. That's where we're at. So you see, it gets real weird with that. I would need to see the right outcome and know that whatever that person, like, let's say this, you're a giraffe. Let's say you come out 7, 8 foot. Let's just say a 6'8", 6'9", right? And what else did we use? Oh, we had the rhino. So now you got possibly somebody that has that rougher. I've seen people that look like rhinos. I did. Nope. I'd seen them though. And I'm thinking of that person being super tall would be very intimidating. I would make sure that if I was creating that, I would put a very strong, if it wasn't bloodline, it would have to be another animal DNA to create a warrior out of this person. I mean, why else? But it would be for myself, or for someone who needed. If I was going to force some type of existence for some of some species that wasn't there before, you're forcing a species to exist that necessarily didn't agree. And now it's not even so much about mixing whether it's animal or human, because once that DNA or soul is away from that vessel, there's still just DNA. It's a soul, and the soul is really the DNA. I mean, so I wouldn't be able to do it knowing that they were just going to be placed somewhere against their will like that. It's different when, I mean, I guess it is the same thing. You're responsible, right? When you have men who impregnate women, and I'm not getting into what side it is, but this is the primary side, and then that's it. That's your responsibility. La-di-da-di-da. You can't just keep them locked up in the room. You can't just come over and babysit and lock the kid, put the kid in the crib, and da-da-da-da. A lot of you men that do that, I'm telling you, when you go to there and you have to babysit, let's say, I'm just not into fucking changing diapers. Somebody wasn't into changing yours. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure what your shit looks like or how old you are, but if you're still here, then somebody handled it at some point. And I'm pretty sure that it was a little hard to handle sometimes. You sit with that baby just on your chest like that for a couple hours and just feel, you do what the moms do. it'll be a whole different experience. You don't have to put the baby. And for those of you where this is the mom or her mom or family members, the female, which are like, they got men. I want nothing to do with it. I would rather go and get shit faced and not have to deal with it at all. Thank you. The mom or the wife, the mom is like, well, I need you to spend some time with your child, but don't do this. I don't want you holding them like that. Don't feed them like that. Da, 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 da. I may be spending more time. Let me set you up for murder. That's what somebody's thinking. I got to set her up for murder or something because I want to be in the crazy is that this man wants to be in this child's life more than you want to be in this child's life. You just want to tell him or remind him, kind of like his mom did, which is why this won't work out. You're more of the mom. You're more of the finger-pointing, judgmental mom. And I think the only way that he can have sex with you now is if you're like face first, ass up, and he could be even thinking of somebody in prison that meant more to him than you do. And it was the man, clearly. And I don't blame you. He can't even have that kind of like sex with you where he needs to get anger out. That comes with passion. Okay. BPA. No. For men or women, whatever you're doing, that kind of anger, I think, that type of way, with that type of person, with that type of emotion, may not be the best way to release that type of shit. Even if you have to call up that person, I can't stand calling you because I always wait for you to call me, but you're a tough one. You don't chase. But I like that. Right? Call them up. Pick them up. You don't have to see them again for a while. I think that's the best part about that. It's like, I would rather just let the universe bring us together. We live in the same area. What is it about making plans? Now it seems so official. I made plans with you. I can see you. Your breasts keep shining in the sun. What was I talking about? Does this song remind you of some Boys of Summer? Okay, or it could be a male, or he thinks of you this way. I forget what I was talking about, but I'll remember. Did I pull any cards out yet? Holy shit. Fuck it. Do I know you're not home? Alright, skip whatever I was saying. There's something else here, alright? You figure it out. For people who understand cards, you know what I was saying. And it's the World card, the King of Pentacles, and the Eight of Swords. Alright. This feels like I'm stuck in jail in another country. Yep. I did something stupid. I came here too quick because somebody told me I was running from the cops or running from some type of lie. There was constant, this feels like ruined reputation. That's what it feels like, really. And I'm sorry to say that this person did some type of energy work on someone, on your relationship or something, or even on something happened where, for the one who never did that shit, I don't understand what happened to you're very skilled at manipulating. Normally this is, I'm skilled at manifesting. My gift is manifesting, and that's great and stuff like that, but I mean, you just want a relationship like this. I'm very gifted at manipulating to get people to see me as something in the beginning. Alright. You could have called me an opportunist. This is the guy, I believe. You could say I was an opportunist. I mean, I was going through something, and I've been with people that I wasn't really attracted to for other reasons. That's an opportunist, right? Sure. But I know that I'm a good person. It's like I'm just always waiting for that, like with the strength, that big thing, because I know that, all right, this guy knows that there's something different about him, that he shouldn't be working at a 9-to-5 job. It's hard to say this. I had to say it too. I had to say it while I was living in someone's home And at the time, I didn't even pay it. But when you stand firm on that, something else will happen, and it may not be something that's life-changing in even a week or months, but something will happen, because this is what the attraction is. The law of attraction is slowly bringing things in, acknowledging the things that you're bringing in so you can bring in better things. It's not, why, it's been 3 days and I haven't won the lottery. Oh. So I'm just waiting on that, you know, and then what happens is now I just get used to this shit, and this is like, I should just let him go. This now turns into, I'm turning, hey, don't come downstairs. I'm turning this into a man cave, which is really a torture dungeon for the wife. Or whoever this other person is. This woman could have had something to do with putting him, or this relationship, whatever this thing is, could have had something to do with why he's in there. This feels like rape. That's what it feels like. Death and rape. That he raped and killed somebody. Who? There's a lawyer here. Did somebody's lawyer just like leave them high and dry? I'll tell you what. I don't know whose situation this is, but for the person who your lawyer just kind of shows up when they want to. This feels like a man who has some kind of something, like you're stronger, you're older, a little older, and I don't know. You could be very skilled at bringing somehow attracting just the worst kind of fucking friends and shit. And it's because, but why do you do this though? Because I said you're a strong man. So when you're a strong man, it's easy to say, I just can't get involved with this. You could have been an addict at the time. This could even be like gambling or something like that. Or somebody had a shopping addiction. I went out for a ride and I never went back. You could have got pulled over with something in the car. I feel like for someone that shit was planted. Yeah. I should have never let them use my car. So now somebody just was sitting and rotting in jail. They could have kicked an addiction in there too. With the prince, somebody could be getting out of jail and may wind up showing up at your home with flowers or something. But be careful of this shit. All right? With the trickster and the Hierophant, they're a lying sack of shit, and they're either still on that shit or they are on Suboxone. All right. Now, for someone else, I see that somebody is in jail. I think that they could have been addicted to you. And I think that if they did have, let's just say that they started getting heavy into something, whatever it was, it became a dependency. I think that you are more of the kind of person where I'll just say that I'm not ready to stop. And you won't announce that you are. You just will. That could have been something there where, let's just say that there's something here where you had to, this cycle with this motherfucker had to close. Okay? And it could be that maybe this person was a true, I mean, I'm talking, with this devil thing under this 2 cups, this could be a clone or just a fucking twin of somebody that you think is them. That's another experiment, right? Let's say this. That's just how fucking scary it is when other powers are involved and they watch you. And they know how to buy you. They'll create the loss in your life to come in as the savior. You have to be someone who's stern on not selling your soul like that. Even if it means that you may be fucking homeless for a little bit. How many times has this happened, possibly, that somebody was getting out and then there would be a brother? Let's say that you're a husband, or if you feel like this is about a wife, they're dead. And let's say that the sibling is nuts, okay, and that the government, somebody knows or even one of your boys or your girls know that there was a twin who was a fucking maniac. Well, we can send them back. We can send them there. Now, if they don't kidnap this person or somehow put something in their drink and then erase their memory, this is why they're bringing this up. There's now a new addiction to testing that in ways that you can do it. How do I get them here? I would rather not drug them. You know, if I had chloroform, I'd rather sniff it myself. Stuff like that. Now, I also see that there's somebody here who got released from jail. And I think that they didn't want to talk to you while they were in there, or they couldn't somehow. All right? And if this was in another country, they never got the right information about you. If this was a lawyer that came in there, I feel like the lawyer, whoever talked to them, was constantly lying. Like, I just can't believe how many lies. This could even be about your relationship. Now, why are you bringing that up? The lawyer could have said that you were dead. And even there's something here about an investigator having pictures. Now, if this wasn't about this murder and this grape thing, they could be getting out because this shit was edited. Even somebody could have found out and told their lawyer, "I want this shit checked out." Yeah. But this is what makes me feel better. Can you feel that? You finally completed a cycle after, I don't know how many lifetimes this is, with somebody that kept you trapped. I mean, mentally. And I don't know if this person was gay in every lifetime, but they could represent a god or, yeah, that was gay. I looked this up on Google a while ago because things kept coming up about, this is in the beginning when I started talking about, you know, are they at least at the very least more attracted or wanting to spend more time with men than women, right? And then there were certain gods who were just known to be gay since the beginning of time. So if they're not gay, it's like, woo, you could have felt something leave your body, pain. It feels like pain. When that happens, there's something you don't know, and let's see what that was. All right, somebody could have had some people in the government watching you. That's what I feel. I feel like they keep an eye on them or make sure that while I'm here, or this, that, or the other. But the feedback that they got was lies. Were lies, excuse me. And for the one where you were waiting for someone to come and visit you, somebody could have even, okay, that's what it was. All right. Somewhere in Colorado. I need you to tell her to come see me, right? Did you tell her to come see me? La di da. If the lawyer didn't have something to do with removing her from this existence, she could have lied, and because we're talking about the memory thing, they could have actually taken this woman and put her somewhere and erased her memory and placed her with someone that you know. Is it, well, I don't know how we're going to be able to stop it. Just be careful. I mean, some things are just supposed to be tested. Just stop testing on the same fucking people. There's a whole planet full of people, and some of these people deserve to be removed from certain situations because they just don't appreciate it. There'll be another group of people who are like the right, whatever you want to call it. You could call them the vigilantes of what this is, where I want to do it to you now. Yeah. Mind swapping. They could have done that. I mean, it could have happened. You could have two couples that look similar, and they could have done this. Hey, how crazy would it be? Like, let's say that here's one home and here's another home. Okay, one's in fucking Dominican Republic and the other one's in friggin' Idaho. I won't remember that. I may change. And here are two people. Here are the twins. There's the good twin and bad twin. Okay, devil and... we'll just use that. Cover me. Let's say that there's two couples, right? And the one guy's like, I can't fucking stand my wife. Or the girl's like, I can't stand my husband. I want to pull the rest of his hair out with tweezers. Get it? But I love the brother or the friend or something like that. They would have to be similar, right? Let's just say that there are twins. We're going to say that. And for a lover who will come on in. Clearly that didn't happen with the jail thing. Somebody's lover didn't cover. Oh, with the Papachu, too. They didn't cover that. They didn't cover the Vig. They didn't cover anything. I think you're going to find out. Yeah, I think they took off. And somebody's just being a man about it. I'm just curious how I can make this happen. So they go to their friend who's in the judicial system somehow. Without your lies and your bullshit, please tell me how I can manipulate this fucking situation so I can get my brother's wife or my friend. You know, it would have, like I said, it would have to be someone who looks, or, oh my God, we're doppelgangers. Oh, this is so crazy. There are two girls that got their DNA tested. They're not related. They said, I don't trust that. But you look very much alike and you act alike. But there are certain characteristics that the one guy likes that the other one doesn't. You know how this goes? I don't think they're both on the same boat with this. But there's always that one that's like, I want to push this and see if I can do this. Now, it usually, if this isn't being done the right way, which would be to just be open about it and say, look, hey, I know we're all at the dinner and that this is your anniversary. I just wanted to let you know that I actually would like to fuck your wife. Mine's not. You're just not that good in bed. And it's important to me. And I know we just got married 6 months ago, but I didn't know it was going to be like this. I know it's going to be all going out to eat and shopping, and I don't get anything back. So I see that he is. Would you like to, I want to go about this the right way, right? Now, you don't want to see, you always want to leave out information. I want to go about this the right way. Somebody says, what would be the other way? I kidnap her. You could be like, right? So you don't say. And then, try this memory erasing thing and see if I can force her to be my wife. Now what's going to happen is you're going to blow the head up of the wife because she's not getting attention from this guy anyway. And she's all smiles until he looks over and then it's, the ball's on you, right? Meanwhile, she's going to the bathroom going, I'm good with that. Just chloroform me. She leaves a note on the napkin when they leave. It says chloroform me with her phone number in case he didn't have it. So this guy, I feel like this guy refused dick. Whoever this one is, he's not gay. I don't feel gay at all with this one. I feel I will die in here before I will allow. I don't even know if this guy allowed his dick to be sucked. There are some guys who just refuse to allow another man to touch them. Especially when I can do this myself. Sure. And then there are those, right, who will allow certain things, but I will never allow that. Fire and rebel, passion and free spirit. I went in one guy, I came out another. Love isn't always on time. Oh, 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 oh. Grace. That could be a lawyer's name. VHS. What happened? This could be evidence at the last minute with the VHS. I do feel editing, removing layers, but I don't know why I feel like this lawyer. What is it that we can't just do something all the way right? Is it that I need to see if I can get away with it? Is it that I owe Manny? I wish blackmail would go away forever. I mean, ever. I can't. It's very low down. It's unsuitable for many of you. King of Cups in reverse. You're losing any kind of empathy at all that you had. Now, this guy with the King Comes Reverse could have. This is a cold motherfucker. There, when he was in jail, and maybe before he went in, he needed to feel the coldness. I think it's a different kind of coldness, and that coldness could have been without you. He needed a fire lit right under his asshole. Okay. And with the free spirit, I believe that it had to be setting you had to be just, I have to free myself of this. And whether this was a life, this could have been that there was something on video that made him look like a monster. It could have been something that happened in a car or something like that with someone that was young too. This could even be like I was set up. I don't remember this. And I think that the universe just didn't want you dealing with whatever this moment was in life. This was definitely targeting. I don't feel like I never thought about it like that. But that's what targeting is. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're being gang stalked. It means I was chosen to take the brunt of something so that somebody else could get set free. I don't know if this was a gang thing, but with the Hangman, I do believe this could just be a group of bigger guys, okay? And they could all look the same or very similar builds and stuff. It would be easy to edit, deep fake, change contrast, then reshoot it, you know what I mean? Or what could you do? You could change the contrast or change something on one device and then cleverly record it still with a phone holder or something off of that. Now, when you have programs and software now that I believe people were creating, if they weren't already here, to remove any type of editing or filter from something, especially with shit like this. I feel like this was it with none left. And then this was success and the fucking betrayal. Did somebody hear the audio? You didn't let him know about the audio in the back when they said that we're going to fuck Pete up? Are you with the lawyer right now by any chance? You didn't let him, you're going to want to hear it because it was somebody close. Okay. I feel not another day of me having to ask, when does the betrayal and the lying to my face fucking stop? Is this now some type of weird thing with, now that I know what some other things were that were going on? Is this some weird thing where you just want to see if you can get away with lying to me? Is that what this is? They may not even recognize that's what this is. I think that some of these people are going, why am I doing this? They don't know they're asking themselves, because a lot of this shit with this Wi-Fi and this pulse thing that we're feeling is, or some of us anyway, they figured out a way to direct that too. See, they're cut off from a certain type of technology, or it's about to happen today. I'm guessing that the creator, this big deal, if they said, I refuse for any other beings or for any other information to come through, or even to have that much control where they could tell robotics, no. Anything that goes against what would be a moral compass in a human body or goes against evolution is a no, and that's a command. Nothing will ever get built again from this point on. I promise you that. And make it to close and cut, exactly. That will go against what the original plan was for this planet and humanity. And the original plan was for them to grow before they descended so low that then the plan changed to complete annihilation. Okay? Since there's some human form, of course, as the villain, you would care more about your own situation. So new plan. It doesn't matter. Some people are powerful enough, they can change the plan every day if they want to. So now you have these guys, and they could have all, I don't know if this was a, or how come they ain't in here? Okay, that's what it could have been, like this could be a organization, right? Or this could even be for a corporate thing where, how many of us are going to get blackmailed now? So what do you tell us? Okay, sorry I keep saying okay, but fuck off. Some people are going, what? So what is this then? Who's at the top? Why does there have to be this? There has to be some kind of order, but even the people who are at the top have no order. Maybe it's time to go looking at the bottom for the people at the top. Because if there's something that I learned from talking about this shit on this motherfucker, is that the people who were intimidating to others were removed. That doesn't mean permanently. That could just be that they were put in jail, they were put in prison. Command that shit, let the universe know that you would like for those people to be put back up on top. And where do you see the crazy shit that comes to you? You just got, yep, look, yep. And some of these guys are, there were a few of them in a group, many of them, falsely accused and convicted of things like this. This could, I don't know how many things can even be, which kids, like I would fucking never, and shit like that. I know myself. I know I wouldn't do it now, and there could even be, he could have said, I'm a fucking addict now, and I wouldn't do it. Or it's proven that somebody went sick. Why would I do this? Logic. Can we bring that back into the courtroom? It used to be when you would fight a case. You didn't just plead a case, you would fight it. That's the difference. When you use these words, it doesn't sound, now it's just corporate. It's pleading a case. When you fight the case, you factor in logic. Which logic mixed with paperwork, the right paperwork, as I said, can only be a winner. If your lawyer doesn't incorporate logic and it's all paperwork, especially with the shit I talk about here about fake seals and fake fucking signatures, if you don't have a lawyer that does that, you need to request one that does. I don't know how you have to do it. I don't care if you have to wait 2 fucking weeks in the hole until somebody shows up. I don't like them. It's your choice. It's your right. I mean, I don't know what country you're in, but I know here it's your right to say, I don't like this goddamn lawyer. I mean, I could just as easily sit here and rot, and then you don't have to get dressed and your la-di-da and show up and just act professional. It's an act. Because what I see in the courtroom is, whoa-ho. That was all she wrote. I think they're just telling me to stop because I could be going into almost another hour. I could just go on forever. Somebody's getting out. Somebody's never getting out. You know what's nuts? There's one in one and one in the other. There were two. I don't know who this is for, but there were 2 brothers or 2 something. Walk down the aisle and a kiss. So you may wind up being with this person, or they may wind up, someone was supposed to propose and they wound up getting locked up. I think you knew that they were going to, and it never did, or something was supposed to happen, and now it will. For the one I got out. They had a lot of friends and something else, family around them. And sitting in there with the information they found out, or just felt they could have started connecting with other beings in there. It just could even be through this shit, meditation and things like that. But it feels like they could have found out that this is what I need to be. I need to be more accepting, not a freer spirit, just more, they were forced to be, this is my situation. And that could have been some supernatural shit that happened that got him out. That's what it feels like. Passion. This could even be taking up a trade in there, or just keeping himself busy. I never thought that I would just sit in here and be so at peace with a life sentence or a possible life sentence. It could have been the death of a whole family and shit, you know, for some of these guys or women. I'm getting out in this crazy way. It could only be something otherworldly, we'll say. This one here had no light left at all. Or no light in his life whatsoever. It was just nonstop lies, and then this one setting them up, and that one. It has to be gang stuff. It has to be. Or it could be church. No, but it could be the staff at the library. I mean, shit, I realize everybody's got some weird dark side. Some dark sides are very attractive, and then others are just, they're too weird to even talk about. This guy has been betrayed by so many of their friends. It's everybody. It was everybody. Every one of them. You want to talk about this? This is timber. Timber. Oh boy. Right. I've been in. Is this a time loop, or is this just one of those dark places? What do you call it? You call it an abyss? Where you're just doing the same thing over and over again? Is that the definition of insanity? Was this at one of those groups where, okay, I'm doing the same thing, I've been doing this, I did this, I've been doing the same thing as far as I know, and then here comes the conversations about what I talk about. As far as I know, I say this when it's instinctive now, and I'm wondering why. I'll say certain things, and it's certain. And then I say, I did this, as far as I know, as far as my memory recalls. When you do that, that could be a glitch or a trip in your memory bank where something's trying to let you know that may not be yours. Let it be known that that's what you wish for. You have to earn these things, though. These are those gifts that I said from the universe for good behavior that don't seem like gifts because it's not money or something that you can touch. Yeah? But it'll lead to that. It's one of those steps. Those stepping stones, right? Or the step stool, depending if you're ever going to see them again. If you're going to need them for a ride next week, they're a stone, right? You meet a girl like you. So I honestly thought that the only option was to sacrifice. This could even be somebody that joined the Freemasons or some type of cult or something like that. And like I just put myself. It's just constant bad luck. So these are some guys that wound up doing some time, and I believe that they must have been sincere. And because to end up here, you either were there to prove to people that supernatural exists in these situations, and that crazy shit can go in your favor. But it's if you take it. Not there's always an if. You have, even if that if is, I was spending time with the wrong people, and you are not at fault. There are people who are not at fault. I'm a great fucking person, and that's it. So it could be one of those, and then for many others, it could be 5 of those. I said one for a reason. And then there are the others where, okay, I may have set up I may have killed my wife, my mom, I may have set up her, where there needs to be some type of conviction because these guys were becoming way too cold. Even some police officers that wound up locked up, and then their positions were taken over by non-police officers or even cops that were asked to leave the force in other areas who wound up being on the run or even running from mafia and shit like that and rounding up in other countries or even other states with a different name and a little bit of a different look. Before the surgery came into place, it was just kind of like, all right, cut your hair different, grow a mustache for a little bit, let them get used to you looking like that, and then wait for this to dissipate. These are guys that now I'm not sure that I want to be even involved with this type of thing. I wouldn't mind having a group of really good guys. And it could have been that some of these guys met in jail or prison, and now they're gonna keep in touch. It's different. Men, they're not afraid to walk away from these groups, because now I see it like this: if staying with these groups requires for me to take the lives or hurt someone else, I'm going against something greater, where I know that that's not right. And maybe that something greater is that side I should be on if I want to have some type of we'll say overlay placed over me. The good kind, right? What am I worried about if I know that now I'm sorry for what I did? I know that I am, because some of these guys, when they were locked up, they cried, they sobbed for certain people. Thank you. All 773 personalities of mine. Thank you. And you're welcome too. Okay. But yeah, this seems good for some, and for, there are situations where the people who set them up and edited the stuff will be wind up going in there, and in about 4 or 5 of them all over the world, the same person that set you up to go in there is going to be in your cell, and they're going to see something that you wrote there. You were trying to bring this in, it'll happen. Yeah, even if it's just for long enough for them to read it and know that happened, and that's it. Now I want an opportunity to invest in really just being happy and at peace. That's what this is. This is happiness with balance. This little time to think. A lot of these people, they weren't separating when people like myself and other readers and those that are actually connected to some weird thing. Forget the fucking words. I said just stay to yourself, because some shit's going to get real funky. They didn't listen. Somebody didn't listen over and over and over again. I'm not the kind of person to say, I told you so. Well, maybe it wasn't for you at the time. How can I say, I told you so? Because I've done that shit too, where I was clearly given a message and it was to protect my life or my freedom in some way, and I didn't fucking, what are you gonna do? I wouldn't want somebody telling me and pointing a finger in my face. Maybe I was in a bad place, they didn't understand. I don't want to have to explain that. It's better if it's just known, unknown, but unspoken. Right. I'm not a tough woman to be around. I'm a tough woman to be around if you're not like this. There are many people who are like the way that I am, and we may just have our own island, a little colony. I'm being serious. I'm not for everybody. That's some of these guys. Some of them know that I'm just never going to change, but I feel like I've accepted things enough to get myself out of the worst place. And you tested your own body and how you feel, and that would be correct for many of you, okay? It bothers me to think that there are people who are doomed, because how long you have left here, which you're not aware of, it's impossible for you to create enough of your own personal individual balance with this thing. It's like the laundry chute, but there are many of them, and then the bottom drops out, or just the chute, and you just don't know where you're gonna wind up. This feels like Cuba. No, it's 1979. It's about 88 and 89 heavy there. The wood hand on deck, I helped you with that. I mean, in little ways, but I helped you with that. I don't know if I can face it again. You may wind up not even taking this person back. I've tried stuff with that. You could have been, you got locked up in this country. Now I had to go back home, or I had to go somewhere else. And now I was by myself waiting for you. And now all of a sudden, I meet this motherfucker here, right? Or this woman here, and we have passion. And now you get out. This feels like maybe you wanted to get away from me in some way. And there are men who did this. I would be better off back in there. Whether it was because they just liked spending time with men for whatever reason, or the women in their life were driving them crazy for what, I didn't know that they were gonna look better. This is karma for not handling shit the right way, sir. It is. You went there, and then whatever you did in there, and instead of her fucking herself up again, or even just sleeping with your homies the way that you thought, so that everything stays in the same circle, she wound up working on herself and losing weight and kind of walking and just going through something. I don't know if she got clean off of something. Did you get clean off of Suboxone? Is this Rashada or Rashida? Whew. So did I. But yours was different, because I was only taking half of my prescription. I was getting the whole, and I wasn't selling them. I just would keep them. I would give them out if I but it was just always to be ahead. But why wouldn't I take them, right? But yours, you were taking full doses. I'm proud of you. You won't have many people in your life that tell you that they're proud of you. So for the people who were doing that with me, because I felt it, I'm proud of you. Yeah, just getting off anything like that. Thank you for destroying my nervous system. It could have been so much worse. And it wasn't bad for me. I'm not even sure I experienced withdrawal, to tell you the truth. And that's when the forced withdrawal came in. This is why when I had to say things out loud, I would rather have had things stop based off of people just saying, this is wrong. And I do have a feeling that there are some other beings who are trying to punish others for the way that they punished certain people. It may be difficult for them to understand that when they show up, we all feel what they show up in. But for some of it, it's crafts, it's ships that were being created by everyday people with money. Don't you forget about me. Someone is never getting the fuck out, and you're protected from this person because they are a monster version of whoever it was. I'm telling you, somebody may not know that this other man is gone, and there are people that know it, and they're going to try and send in a clone, or you're definitely a targeted woman or man, and I think you know who you are, and I think that what you know, if I say anything to anyone, I don't know who else is involved with this, but I know that if I say something, they'll now let this man out, that there are people that are weird, that know people in the judicial system, that just have to say, I want to see how they meet. It's like they want all of our lives to be their own personal reality shows. This is such every law possible, whether it's spiritual or man-made, is broken here. And because I don't believe that it will change that much, as this kind of dependency where you're spying and it's voyeurism. These people get undressed, they get showers, they get baths, they have sex. I mean, wherever the initial hub is for where you can watch like this would be through space station. Nasal arts. Well, that was a joke, right? Would have to be destroyed. Otherwise, when every spiritual law and every man-made law is being broken with one act, okay, or just about, what could come next but complete and total chaos? I'm always for chaos. Ordered chaos. Organized chaos. You figure that out. Hope this helped.